Hello everyone and welcome to USC Dornsife. In this academic advising presentation today, we will be going over the majors housed within the Spatial Sciences Department. In this presentation, we will be going over the major requirements for all three majors in the Spatial Sciences Department. We will look at sample first semester schedules as well as full graduation course plans. We will also look at overlapping GEs and exam credits, and finally, we will finish off with department opportunities and resources. So in the Spatial Sciences department, there are three different majors that we're going to be going over. The first major is the Geodesign major, which requires a total of 80 units. So during your first year at USC, you'll start out with your pre-major coursework of Econ 203 and Math 114. And then you'll also maybe take a mix of core courses and some of the sequencing as well. So the core courses are going to be those two spatial sciences requirements for 8 units. The architecture sequence is comprised of 12 units. And the planning sequence is also comprised of 12 units. So what's really nice about this major is it's very interdisciplinary, not only across Dornsife, but also across different academic units at USC. So you're going to get a wide array of different experiences designed to really complement your geodesign major. And the other components of the major require a spatial sciences sequence, as well as major electives for a total of 24 units. And so for the major electives, you'll have two different groups, which will have a variety of course options to choose from. So it's nice because you can really kind of tailor the major elective requirement to your specific interests within the major. And during your senior year, you'll take your capstone course, which is the Geodesign Practicum. And so this is going to be a sample fall schedule, which is what you will be registering for later this week. So typically a full-time schedule is going to be about 16 units, so 4 4-unit classes. So you'll take your GE seminar requirement, usually another GE class, a major requirement, and then a foreign language class or maybe an elective. So we always want to strive to have a balanced schedule so that your course load isn't too heavy in one particular field. And while a typical full-time schedule is going to be 16 units, your full-time tuition does cover up to 18 units. So if you wanted to add on a 1 or a 2-unit elective to your schedule, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And you also all will have received an individualized fall sample course plan based on your specific major and what classes you want to be looking for when you are ready to register. Here's a snapshot of how all of your degree requirements as a geodesign major fit into your 4 years at USC. And it's also important to note that this is just a sample course plan, so you are welcome to mix and match different requirements each semester depending on what works best with your schedule. So there are some overlapping exam credit that will also give you some major requirements as well. So if you are bringing in AP Microeconomics with a score of a 4 or 5, you will receive credit for the Econ 203 requirement. If you are bringing in AP Statistics with a score of 4 or 5, you will receive credit for the Math 114 requirements. And if you are bringing in IB Higher Level Economics credit with a score of 5, 6, or 7, that will also grant you credit for Econ 203. And there are also some overlapping GEs that will also earn you major credit as well. So you can see there's a variety of different elective options that you can take that will also fulfill one of your GEC requirements. There's also the Spatial Sciences 265 class as an elective, which will give you GEE credit. And then you will receive your GEF quantitative reasoning requirement with the lower division requirements for the major. And there are also a couple of electives that will give you GEG, Equity in a Diverse World credit as well. So now we're going to move on to the Global Geodesign major. And this major requires a total of 74 units. So you'll also have your core courses requirement, which will also be the Math 114, Econ 203, the Stat for Spatial Sciences requirement, as well as a couple of architecture classes. And similar to the geodesign major, you'll also have a couple different sequencing units within various schools at USC. So you'll have your architecture sequence for 12 units, the planning sequence again for 12 units, the spatial sciences sequence for 12 units, and then you'll have your global geodesign sequence, which is also going to be 12 units. Now, this is really what sets the major apart from the other majors within social sciences, is that it requires 8 units of this International Geodesign course. And this course is actually a Maymester. So it will take place at the end of the spring semester. So typically, after all of your other traditional spring classes are completed, usually it runs about mid-May to mid-June, and you'll be getting to travel to various parts of the world to really, get some hands-on practical experience with the geodesign curriculum and components. And typically for the Maymester, you'll take it during your sophomore year as well as your junior year. Then we have a couple of additional spatial science requirements, and then you'll also have the capstone requirement during your senior year, which is the Geodesign Practicum course. And here's the sample graduation plan for the Global Geodesign program. So there are, again, similar to the geodesign major, you will receive some AP exam credit, and that will also fulfill some of your lower division requirements. So AP Micro, again, will cover Econ 203, AP Stats, Math 114, and IB Higher Level Econ, also Econ 203 credit. And there are also some overlapping GEs with this major as well. So for the lower division architecture classes, this will cover your GEA, the arts requirement. And your lower division econ and math requirements will also provide you with GEF quantitative reasoning credit. So the last major within the Spatial Sciences department is the Human Security and Geospatial Intelligence major. And this major is a total of 64 units. So again, you'll have your pre-major coursework, which will be that statistics class. And then your major requirements are also interdisciplinary, comprised of various departments across USC. So you'll have some IR requirements, a poli-sci requirements, as well as some public policy requirements as well. And then you'll also have your required spatial sciences courses, which will comprise the bulk of the major, as well as the practicum, Human Security and Geospatial Intelligence practicum course, which you will take during your senior year. And here's the sample graduation plan for the Human Security and Geospatial Intelligence major. So again, for overlapping GEs, you will receive GEC credit for the lower division classes that are listed here, as well as GEF credit for that Math 114. And the IR 210 class will grant you not only GEC credit, but also GEG credit as well. And if you are bringing in a score of 4 or 5 on AP Stat, that will also satisfy the Math 114 class. And And there are a few different opportunities that you can take advantage of within the Spatial Sciences department. There is this organization called SC Mappers, which is a really great hands-on opportunities to really kind of apply what you're learning in your spatial science major. As well as the department also has a variety of events throughout the year as well. So you can visit these websites to learn more about those opportunities. And you did receive a PDF of this presentation as well, so you can always reference this and go follow the links later on as well. Thank you all so much for listening to and watching this presentation. We hope you found it helpful, and now you know a little bit more about your spatial science major. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to your first year advisor, who you should be receiving emails from to your USC account. We look forward to seeing you at your group advising session and helping you register for classes later this month. Thank you all so much, and fight on.